Slavery essay. Essay on slavery for students and children in English. Slavery is a condition of being a slave. It is also known as enslavement. It is a historic practice where one group of people, is oppressed and exploited as forced laborers by another group of people. Slaves are not considered workers but personal property with no liberty and rights to be exercised. The word slave is derived from the ethnic word slave. It has derived in English terminology from the Old French word esclave and the Latin word esclavus. Historians often find the use of the word slave and instead refer to the use of unfree laborers and unslaved person. Some terminologies. Bonded laborers. This is a form of slavery where a person agrees to provide service to repay a certain debt or loan taken from a person. This is a form of unfree labor which can be passed through generations till the debt is paid. Debt bondage is most prevalent in South Asia. Chattel slavery. This is a form of slavery where the slaves are not even considered to be humans but as the personal movable property of the slavers. The slaves therefore gave birth to children who were enslaved right from the beginning of their lives. The slavers also had the authority to sell and buy slaves at their will. Next, forced laborer. Forced laborer is a form of slavery where the enslaved people are forced to act as the laborers under the threat of violence and other abuse. This term has a wide range of approaches since not only enslaved people but other forms of unfree laborers such as serfdom or penal labor also fall under this. History of slavery. The first form of slavery were practiced with the prisoners of war. It was called just title servitude. Slavery has existed in many civilizations and cultures throughout the centuries. Slavery wasn't a practice in the early hunter-gatherer cultures, but it started to become widespread after the invention of agriculture in the Neolithic age. The Bible also mentions slavery as an institution. Slavery in different parts of the world. Africa. Slavery existed in Pharaonic Egypt. However, Egyptian terminology is very vague when it comes to slavery. There were three types of slavery in Egypt: bonded labor, chattel slavery, and forced labor. In Asia, slavery was prevalent since the Shang dynasty. Europe, Messenia, Green, had evidence of slavery. Greek Athens also had the largest working slave population. In Rome, slavery was a very vital pillar of the economy. Africa. External and internal slave trade was highly widespread in Africa. Between 1300 to 1900, more than one-third of the Senegambia population was enslaved. The Arab slave trade across the Indian Ocean was one of the most notable slave trades in the world. America. Slavery in America is a significant historical issue as several crises like the American Civil War are associated with it. Slaves in America were mostly of African origin and were traded and sold by traders. After the civil rights movement in America and other rights movement throughout the world, slavery as a practice has been deemed illegal as it is a threat to liberty and freedom.